Oh my. One should never talk with his mouth full. You should digest first. Look at those teeth. Do you think that's where they're supposed to be, or does he need little hippo braces? Don't know. All right, Henry the hippo. Let's move on with Henry. Oh, apparently hippos are very tired. Uh-oh. Remember that very first thing that we said we should always check for? Look at it. It's right here. GCF. Is there a greatest common factor here? There is. So let's take out the 2. So now we have x squared. Negative 16 divided by 2 is 8x, and 32 divided by 2 is plus 16. So the reason that you want to do this is, number one, you have to factor completely, so you have to make sure that GCF is out of there. And number two, now you're working with smaller numbers. So when we take 1 times 16 and we're looking for negative 8, they have to be the same number, so we're going to do 2 negatives. So negative 1, negative 16, nope. Negative 2, negative 8, nope. Negative 4, negative 4, there it is. Remember that 2, remember the bracket. Now, rewrite it. X squared minus 4x plus 16. We're just going to keep factoring inside that bracket, okay? Don't lose the 2. These two guys have an x in common, so we take out the x. We have x minus 4. Remember, we're dividing by x. There's a negative, so I have to take out a negative, and it's going to be a negative 4. Negative 4x divided by negative 4 is x. 16 divided by negative 4 is negative 4. Need my blue again. I know, Noah, this is driving you crazy. Bring the 2. What do these two have in common? X minus 4, and then another x minus 4. You can write this as 2 times x minus 4 quantity squared, or you can just leave it as x minus 4, x minus 2. Now, I am not going to do this every slide, but now I'm going to do it a different way. What if you didn't see the GCF? Your big X would be 64, negative 16, and just for the sake of time, I'm going to tell you it's negative 8 and negative 8. So you would have had 2x squared minus 8x plus 32. And when we go to do our grouping, we're going to take 2x out of here. Leaves you with x minus 4. Here we're going to take a negative 8. Leaves you with x minus 4. So now you have x minus 4 times 2x minus 8. You can see it's not the same answer because this one has a GCF. So you need to take the 2 out of here. That leaves you with x minus 4, and then sneak this other x minus 4 behind it, okay? This is where it's to your advantage to remember the GCF at the beginning. Smaller numbers, less work, but you got to remember to bring it down. All right. Oh, look at them here smiling. Valentine's Day is coming up, guys. Look at this. Hippos in love. All right. We're going to take 4 times 1. There is no GCF. So 4 times 1, we're looking for 4. Our only choice is really 2 and 2, and that's the right one. Look at 2 hippos, 2 loves. Ah. 4a squared. We're going to replace this 4a with 2a plus 2a, and then we have a plus 1. And when we go to grouping, these two have a 2a in common. Make sure you bring down the 2a and tell me what you get when you divide. 4a squared divided by 2a is 2a. 2a divided by 2a is 1. You have to have an answer there because remember, when I distribute back, I need to get that 2a, okay? It's going to be a plus because that sign's positive, and the only thing they have in common is 1. So I still have 2a plus 1. What do these two have in common? 2a plus 1. And what's left over? 2a plus 1. So again, you could write this as 2a plus 1 quantity squared. Don't need to, but you could. What are the hippos going to be doing on the next page? Swimming, swim. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Here's Dory. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Is there a GCF? There is not, because they're only factors of 9 or 1 and 3 and 9, and those doesn't work for 4. So 9 times 4 is 36, and we are looking for 12. Both are positive. 1 and 36, nope. 2 and 18, nope. 3 and 12, nope. 4 and 9, nope. 6 and 6, yep. It's always the last one, isn't it? That's because you stop when you find it. So we have 9p squared plus 6p plus 6p plus 4. We are going to do our little grouping. Pachakoom, pachakoom. What do these two have in common? A 3 and a p. So you're dividing by 3p. 9 divided by 3 is 3. P squared divided by p is p. 6 divided by 3 is a positive 2. The p's cancel. It is a plus sign because that is a plus sign. What do these two have in common? 2. 6p divided by 2 is 3p. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Let's see what we have in common. 3p plus 2. And oh my gosh, look guys, this was also 3p plus 2 quantity squared. Factor completely. Since my leading coefficient is a 1, I know there's nothing I can do. So 1 times 25 is 25. 10, I'm looking for positive numbers that add up to 10 and multiply to be 25, and it is going to be 5 and 5. So n squared plus 5n plus 5n plus 25. These guys have an n in common, so when you divide out the n squared divided by n is 1, 5n divided by n is 5. It's going to be a plus. These guys have a 5 in common. 5n divided by 5 is n. 25 divided by 5 is n, or 5. What do these two have in common? N plus 5, and my leftover n plus 5. So again, it could have been n plus 5 quantity squared. Okay, there is a trick to this. I'm not going to tell you the trick. I'm going to leave that up to your teacher to tell you if they want to. Some teachers do, some don't, so I don't want to get y'all curious about it, but I suppose I have. Do you think the next one's a checkpoint? I feel like it might be. Oh my gosh, I am psychic. Look at him. Yeah, you are a psychic woman. Look at those ears. I have never looked at a rhinoceros ear. It's not a rhinoceros, it's a hippo. How cute are those ears? Okay, don't forget to check for a GCF. Oh, hint, hint, one of them has one. And make sure you check your positives and negatives. Pause the video, do these. Good luck. And we're back. Oh, a mummy and a baby. That is so cute. Oh, 1 times 25 is 25, and we are looking for factors of 25 that add up to 10. It is 5 and 5. So we have a squared. Be careful on this one. It is plus 5 what? AB. Plus 5 AB. And then we go back to plus 25 b squared. All right. GCF here is an A. So we have A, remember those A's cancel, plus 5b. It's a plus sign. GCF here is 5b. The b's cancel, the 5's cancel. A plus 5 with a b left. So I have A plus 5b times A plus 5b. Oh my gosh, A plus 5b quantity squared. Oh gosh, I hope you get to learn the trick. All right, so on this one, we are looking for 25. That adds up to negative 10. They both have to be negative, so negative 5, negative 5. Is he bored, hungry, thirsty? Oh, Henry the hippo. I don't know what he is. So we're going to go x squared. When we put minus 5, do not forget you need both the x and the y. Then we have another minus 5. Do not forget you need both the x and the y. Plus 25y squared. These two have an x in common. X squared divided by x is x. The x's cancel here. Leaves me with minus 5y. Has to be a minus. These guys have a negative 5y in common. Negative 5xy over negative 5y. Oh, I forgot to take out the negative 5y, goober. Leaves me with an x. 25 divided by negative 5 is negative 5 and leaves me with a y. So I have x minus 5y, x minus 5y. So it's going to be x minus 5y squared. Okay. Oh my goodness, this one's putting him to sleep. Look how little their legs are. I don't think I've ever looked at hippos before. So here's our secret word. Hippos have really cute ears and legs. So we're going to put a heart with ears and legs in it because those are adorable. Look at those, put little hippo ears on there. That's a cat ear. Put a little hippo ear on there and little hippo legs. Oh, I'm loving this hippo. Oh, 9 times 25. Oh my gosh. 8 quarters is $2, so that's got to be 225. And the bottom is 30. Okay, at this point we are going to talk about something here. This is a big number, correct? What I want you to do, if you've noticed, they've all had the same numbers on the side. Those are called perfect squares. Is 225 a perfect square? So you're going to hit square root, which might be a second key, I don't remember, and then 225 equals, and you should find 15 and 15. And that's how you get your side numbers sometimes. Okay? It only works when this top number is a perfect square. So I'm going to go 9x squared plus 15, don't forget your xy, plus 15, don't forget your xy, plus 25y squared. These guys have a 3x in common. That was a little tough to find, but I went through my factors of 9, and those are my only factors, and found out that 3 went into 15. 9 divided by 3 is 3. X squared divided by x is x. 15 divided by 3 is 5. The x's cancel, but leaves me with a y. It is positive. 15 is 1, 3, 5, and 15, so the only thing that goes into there is 5, but they also both have a y. 15 divided by 5 is 3, the y's cancel, I have x. 25 divided by 5 is 5, the y's cancel, I have a y. So I have 3x plus 5y. Oh look, 3x plus 5y. So it's 3x plus 5y quantity squared. All right, so let me tell you the trick. This is not a good one to tell you the trick on. Is 1x squared a perfect square, and is 1y squared a perfect square? If you have a perfect square here and a perfect square here, you might be able to do the trick. So 1 times 1 is 1. You're looking for 2. It's going to be 1 and 1. So what happens if you get this perfect little matching square thing here? You take the square root of x squared, which is x. You take the square root of y squared, which is y. And you take this sign in the middle, put a plus, and then you just square it. Okay? That's really kind of a cheap way to teach you the trick. What if you don't remember that? You're going to go x squared. Oh, my pen's doing that thing again. Plus 1xy plus 1xy plus y squared. And we are going to group. I'm going to take out an x, leaves me with x plus y. I'm going to take out a y, leaves me with x plus y. I get x plus y times x plus y. Holy moly, this pen! All right, so we're at a checkpoint. Let's talk about, let's look at number 2. We'll do number 2 together. Is that a perfect square? Yes. Is that a perfect square? Yes. So what is the square root of 4a squared? What did I square to get 4? 2. What did I square to get a squared? A. What did I square to get 9? 3. What did I square to get b squared? B. Put this sign in the middle. Now, to check and see if it's correct, you have to do one more thing. You have to multiply these together. 2a times 3b times negative 3b is negative 6ab. And if you, oh my gosh, if you double that, do you get that middle one? Yes, okay. I'm just going to introduce that. Your teacher's going to teach it if they want to. Oh my gosh, I am in love with this ear. Anyway, have a wonderful day. These videos, they're short, but I don't think that we have any more reviews. This might be our last review on trinomials. So by now you should be a mean, lean trinomial factoring machine.